everyone, welcome back to another tool maintenance video. Today I'm going to be sharpening my chainsaw. I'm going to be using a chainsaw chain sharpening grind wheel here. So I highly recommend getting one of these. They're about 50 bucks. It beats doing this by hand. It's repeatable, it's accurate, so I'll show you how to get the chain off and then how to set it up on the sharpener and then put it all back together. So all you need is the spark plug wrench that came with the chainsaw if you've bought one. Otherwise just find the right size socket. Now we want to undo these two bolts. Now there's a brake built into this handle here. So you want to make sure the brake is off so that we can pull the cover off. Here we go. So that's just how the brake works, is that this ring tightens down on the clutch and then it releases. Now in here is our clutch and our drive gear. So we want to clean out all this mess and then pull the bar off. There we go. So once your bar's off, you should just be able to pull the chain off pretty easily. Now while we're in here, we'll clean out all of this oil mixed with sawdust. You can see there was some twigs and vines and stuff in here that were actually binding up the motor. So we'll clear it all out and then sharpen the chain and it's good to go again. Don't forget to clean out the back side of this as well. Now this is our chain sharpener. The angle here is fixed, but the angle down here where the chain runs through isn't. So we need to find that angle and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so this is how we set up. Now the whole idea is to cut every second tooth because they go different directions. You got to spin the chain around and do this process twice. So to start off, we want this arm here stopping one of the teeth, except this will be the correct tooth. You can see the angle is that way, which will match when the grind wheel comes down. Alright, so we can wind in the adjuster to push the chain towards the grinding wheel. Now we need to pivot this so that the angle on this tooth here is parallel with the disc. So we just spin this around until it matches. So now that that's right, I'm at 30 degrees. We can tighten this bottom nut. And now we're ready to start sharpening the first set of teeth. Alright, that's our first one done. That all looks fine, so we can just slide this, skip that tooth, and then come to this one. This tooth is an opposite direction to this one, so we'll have to do every second one, spin it around, and then we can do the rest. Okay, the reason we were doing every second one is you can see the leading edge here on this tooth follows the angle of my finger, whereas the next one up goes the other direction. So now we can change our sharpening jig to suit and sharpen the rest. So whatever the number is along here, that your angle, you just want to make it the same but opposite direction. Alright, our chain's sharp now, so we can start putting the chainsaw back together. Then you just want to hook the chain back into the guide on the bar. And then just put a bit of tension on it by pulling it away from the chainsaw. Give it a test, see that there's no binding, make sure we've done it all right. So there's a little knob sticking out here. Now that fits in one of these holes, and once we put the cover on we can adjust the screw, and that's how you tension the chain. So we've got to make sure that lands in the right spot. Put our nuts back on, just not tight just yet, but tight enough to keep everything in position while we put some tension on the chain. Alright, so we can see we've got a bit of slack here. Now as we tighten this screw up, it should get rid of that slack. Now you don't want it so tight that it can't move, but you don't want it loose either, so you want to be able to pull it away from the bar a bit, but you don't want to be able to pull it away so much that these come out of position. Just lightly, and then we can snug up these two nuts. There we have it. It's one sharpened chainsaw. Alright guys, I've finished sharpening the chainsaw, so it's time to put it to the test. If you don't know how to start one of these, I've already made a video on how to start 2-stroke and 4-stroke engines, so check that out. But for now we can just enjoy some slow motion footage of cutting this tree down. start a chainsaw, I've already made a video on how to start 2-stroke and 4-stroke engines, so feel free to check that out. And find me on Instagram and Facebook if you want to keep up to date there. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos. So every Wednesday I'm trying to upload something new, so we'll see you there for the next one.
Really good.